Hello and welcome to the Onepage YouTube channel. In this video, I'll show you 5 new design elements that you can now use in Onepage. Animated number and statistic displays, a content slider, a before and after slider for image comparisons, and the updated marquee effect for endlessly scrolling content. All of these elements make your website more dynamic and visually appealing, and you can set any of them up in just a few minutes with no programming knowledge required. Here's what we're going to be covering today. Number, an animated counter with prefix, suffix, and display format options. Statistics, animated percentage displays in 4 visual styles. Donut, half donut, ring, and progress bar. Slider, a flexible content carousel for text, images, videos, and more. Before and after slider, an interactive comparison element for 2 images. And the marquee effect, an endlessly scrolling section layout for logos, testimonials, and trust elements. Let's get into it. The number element displays a single animated value that counts up once a visitor reaches that section of the page. It's ideal for highlighting key figures such as completed projects, years of experience, or revenue milestones. There are 2 ways to add a number element to your page. In a new empty section, click the plus icon in the center of the section. Or in an existing section, hover over it to reveal the control bar in the top left, and then click the burger icon. That is going to be the 3-line icon. To configure the content, click the element to open the settings window. In the first tab, marked by the pencil icon, you can set up the content, value being the number the element counts up to, for example, 500. Prefix and suffix, that is going to be the text that appears before and after the animated number, so you could have only before it and dollars a month after it. Description, which is the optional text shown below the number. The display format, this is where you choose how the number is displayed. Options include a number, percent, currency, distance, area, volume, or mass. And then we have add element. This groups multiple numbers into a single element. Once you've added more than one value, the pencil icon in the top left switches to a burger icon, which lets you switch between individual values. Now, to adjust the design and animations tab, switch to the second tab, the gear icon, to control the visual style. Number is where you'll customize the size and the color of the digits and unit symbol. Description is where you adjust the size and the color of the description text. This only appears if you've actually added a description. And then animation, this is where you control the animation type and counting speed. Use the preview option to test the animation without publishing the page. Next, we have statistics. The statistics element visualizes a value as a share of a maximum. It's perfect for customer satisfaction scores, project completion rates, or any kind of percentage-based metric. There are 4 visual styles: donut, half donut, ring, and progress bar. You add a statistics element the same way as a number element. Use the plus icon in an empty section or the burger icon in an existing one. In the element section, search for statistics. Next, you configure the content. So the value is going to be the number the element should reach, for example, 75. Max is the total limit for the calculation. If the value is 75 and the max is 100, the bar or ring fills to 75%. Then you have the description, which is an optional label below the graphic. We have the display format. You can choose between percent, number, currency, and other formats. And then finally, to adjust the design and animation, open the Design tab with the gear icon. Layout type is going to be where you switch between donut, half donut, ring, and progress bar. Layout settings is where you adjust the stroke width, the shape size, the corner radius, and colors. Then we have number. This is where you can customize the size and the color of the digits. And then finally, animation. You can control the fill animation speed and style, and you can hit the preview button to test it without publishing. Next, we have the slider. This is a versatile layout for presenting multiple pieces of content in a compact, engaging way. Think testimonials, product images, team profiles, or feature highlights. Step 1 is to add a new section. Click the blue plus icon and insert an empty section from the left tab. Step 2 is changing the section layout. Hover over the section and click the columns icon in the control bar. Select slider from the drop-down menu. Step 3, add elements. Click Add New to create slides. Each column can contain any combination of the following: text, images, icons, videos, logos, reviews, or social media elements. You can stack multiple elements within a single column. Step 4 is styling the columns. For each column, you can configure outlined or filled style, element alignment, text color, border color or background color, and corner radius. And column width is adjustable using the grid-based width selector, 1 unit, 2 units, and so on. Step 5 is configuring the slider settings. In the layout settings, you can control the behavior of the entire slider. Playback is where you'll enable or disable autoplay and set the interval between slides, anywhere from 3 to 15 seconds. Choose whether the slides play individually or all at once. Navigation arrows is where you adjust the border, size, spacing, position, color, and corner radius. Note here, the arrows are only displayed on desktop devices. Pagination, you activate via Add Slider Property, and then pagination. 6 styles are available, including dots, bars, and number formats. Size, spacing, color, and alignment can each be customized here. Loop, you'll activate via Add Slider Property, and then Loop Endless. Slide Transition, activate via Add Slider Property, and then Slide Transition. 3 options here: Fade, Fade and Scale, or individual inactive settings that control the scaling and opacity of slides that aren't in focus. Then you have column settings. This is where you define how many columns are visible at the same time, up to a maximum of 6. On mobile devices, only 1 column is always displayed. Now, the before and after slider displays 2 images side by side with an interactive divider that visitors can drag to reveal the comparison. It's especially useful for design work, renovations, treatment results, or any visual comparison. Step 1, you add a new section. Click the blue plus icon and select an empty section from the left tab under Drafts. Step 2, select the before and after slider. Click the plus icon inside of the empty section, search for before and after in the search bar, and insert the element. Step 3 is to add your images. Upload the 2 images that you want to compare. For best effect, both images should be shot from the same distance in perspective, and they should be the same size. Step 4 is configuring the slider. Split view, enable this if you want the images displayed statistically side by side without an interactive slider. Then you have labels where you can add custom text to label each side, for example, before and after. Grayscale, optionally apply a grayscale filter to one of the images to make the before and after effect more prominent. And then you have step 5, adjusting the design. You can have a slider icon, so you can customize the icon, size, color, and corner radius. The divider line, you can adjust the width and the color of the line between the images. Alignment, choose horizontal or vertical display in the comparison. Interaction, set whether the slider is controlled by dragging or hovering. Full screen width or height, optionally extend the images to fill the full viewport. And then extras, add corner radius and shadow. Now let's discuss the final element, the marquee effect. The marquee effect turns a section into an endlessly scrolling strip. It's the go-to choice for customer logo walls, testimonial carousels, or any truss element that should stay in constant motion. Step 1 is to add a new section. You add a new section and select a starter layout from the left menu under Drafts. Step 2 is opening the layout settings. Hover over the section, the control panel appears on the left. Click the layout icon, the far right icon, to open the settings. Step 3 is to select the marquee. Click on the current layout type, which is usually columns by default, and select Marquee from the dropdown. Step 4, you need to add boxes and define the structure. Hover over the section and click Add New to add as many boxes as you need. In the layout settings, set the column count to define how many boxes are visible on screen at the same time. This is between 2 to 6. To adjust the box width, hover over a box to reveal the width control. By default, each box is 1 by 1. Click to expand it to 2x, 3x, and so on. The maximum available width depends on the total column count that you've defined. Step 5 is to refine the animation. So you have speed, you can choose a value between 0 and 4. You have direction, the default is left to right. You can enable this toggle to reverse it. You have a fade effect, which adds a soft gradient on the left and right edges so elements fade in and out smoothly. Pause on hover. When enabled, the animation stops when a visitor hovers over the marquee. This is useful for testimonials or logos that should actually be readable. And then next you have step 6, which is designing the frame. In the Design tab, the brush icon of the layout settings, Global Marquee Frame, choose between filled, outlined, or transparent. With the filled option, you can set a global background using color, gradient, image or video. And then finally, the individual box frame, you can hover over a single box and click the brush icon to give that box its own frame or background. So that covers all 5 of the new design elements in Onepage. Here is a quick recap. Number is the display of an animated single value with a prefix, suffix, and display format. Statistics show percentages in 4 visual styles with a smooth fill animation. Slider present multiple pieces of content in a compact, navigatable layout before and after slider. You can create interactive image comparisons with a draggable divider. Then we have the Marquee effect. Build endlessly scrolling sections for logos, testimonials, and more. Now it's your turn. Open your editor and try out these new elements. Each one can be set up in just a few minutes, so there's no reason not to start today.